The Fairfax County Board of Supervisors chair told me Saturday that they're not joining the state system because they've poured a lot of resources into their own and they want to make sure the states run smoothly first. After that, some neighbors reached out to tell me that they're still confused by Fairfax County's system. So I spent the day asking folks what their experience has been.
I was very excited that they were going to have a registration system online, thinking it would be easy and efficient. And in reality, what happened is it wasn't any of those things.
A sentiment multiple people have posted on the Fairfax County Health Department's Facebook page. Fairfax, Virginia's largest county, is opting out of the state's centralized vaccine registration system. For now, it set up its own dashboard Friday.
My main goal here is to not further confuse people who are already confused and anxious.
Like these two neighbors have been. What problems have they encountered trying to register? Chrissy Seminaro says she had to sign up twice when she didn't get a confirmation, even though the site said, "Thanks for your submission."
If we had actually registered, which we thought we did, we would have received our vaccination or have a scheduled appointment for a vaccination. So I'm feeling very frustrated that their system failure is the reason I'm not in that place right now.
The county health department said it's not aware of that particular glitch. Tracy Berman-Kagan said she had signed up in January, but the dashboard told her Friday she was ineligible because of her zip code. The health department said it's fixed the problem, and Tracy confirms she's in the queue.
A lot of angst about the uncertainty of all of it, and just kind of worrying that you're going to somehow get passed over and that, the email is going to get sent to a spam folder and you're never going to see it. And that's the last time that you're going to have an opportunity for it.
What's their biggest frustration with the dashboard? That it doesn't show specifically where they fall in line, just that the health department is starting to schedule some of the 41,000 people who signed up on January 18th. Is the health department planning to add that feature? A spokesperson said they can't. Their system pulls names that meet criteria based on the 50-50 split they have to maintain between people 65 plus and everyone else who qualifies based on job or underlying conditions. Regardless of that limitation, Carol Smith says the process was easy, and she supports the county sticking to its own system.
I'm glad we just didn't jump on board because there was an alternative there. It's better to stick with what's working and fix the bugs than to start over.
The health department told me it's important to keep in mind that the county has a population of about 1.2 million, and they're still only receiving 13,000 doses a week. In Fairfax, Jess Arnold, WUSA 9.